So we are 27 days out from the Austrian Pro Oak, and what I thought would be a really cool idea would be to recap essentially and go over some questions from my last amateur season. So getting straight into it, I did three shows during my 2026 amateur season. The first one was the Muscle Contest Ireland, which had the regional in the morning and then the pro qualifier in the evening. Second show was Pro Spain. And then my third show was the Train by JP Two Bros Pro Qualifier. So, where I won my pro card, by the way. But getting straight into things, we're gonna answer a couple of questions. I actually put up a Q&A on my Instagram, so I'm gonna go through some of the questions that were on, or that you guys left me. So, first question is, what was the first thing that you ate after getting off stage? So, I actually, it depends on what show, but for Muscle Contest, I had Oats So Creamy by Train by JP. Like, because I wasn't able to taste it during my prep because I was like, not that I was worried, but I'd been sticking to like a certain brand of oats, so I kind of wanted to stay, you know, keep everything consistent. So first thing post show, I had a bowl of that, and it was actually so good because I'd been seeing Dan make the Oats So Creamy and stuff like that, and just the smell alone. If you haven't tried it, make sure to get your hands on them. They are on the Train by JP website, and use code DINAR10 at checkout. So that was the first thing at Muscle Contest, and at Pro, I can't even remember what I had after Pro. I know I had a Five Guys. That was unreal. And then after the Train by JP Two Bros Pro Qualifier, I actually had some rice cakes first, and then we went out for Nando's. Okay, so two people actually asked very similar questions, and it's essentially, I guess I'll just cover one, but they're the same thing. They fall in the same bracket, and it's dealing with mental and emotional fatigue during prep. So I guess there are a few things here, but I would definitely look at recovery and your sleep and how you're resting. Like if you're not sleeping enough, like I sleep literally like a log. Like Dan is literally always so shocked because I can just sleep kind of anywhere. So I'll try get naps in if I can, or like try to get to bed at a reasonable hour. Sometimes it doesn't always work, especially with the work that I do, but sleep is so important. I guess just to kind of recharge, even mentally. I think another thing is if you are on social media and you're kind of like, I guess, taking all of that in, sometimes even just that alone can be really draining. So it's like taking time off social media. One thing that I like to do is I like to listen to funny podcasts. So just to kind of, again, what's the word? Not de-stress, what's the right word? Decompress, yeah. So I like to listen to funny podcasts and just to decompress and to take my mind off things. Yeah, sleep, again, would help with that. Drinking enough water. I think hydration is key. Speaking of hydration, grab yours today. The pineapple and strawberry hydration is on the Train by JP websites. Use code DINAR10 at checkout for 10% off. This is actually the thing that I use every single day, sometimes twice a day. And yeah. So, what else?
Was the goal always to come out this season as an IFBB Pro? Was that the goal before going into the shows?
Yeah. So the goal this season was to turn pro, because essentially what had happened in my 2025 season at the end, me and Meg had a conversation, because that was always the goal for me. However, back at the back end of 2025, my physique wasn't there. anymore. Like, not that it was even at the start of the season, but there was improvements that we needed to make sure that it was, you know, going to come true, essentially, or going to be something that we could achieve. So yeah, going into these shows, that was the game plan. Now, of course, we can never predict these things, especially if you haven't stepped on stage. But after most contests and kind of seeing the stage shots and I guess seeing the look come together, we had a really good idea that it was only a matter of time and not just, you know, like we didn't have to do an off season. There was enough muscle there. Yeah.
Like, how did it feel actually, you know, being so close those 2 times?
I guess kind of like stripping it back. When I won that muscle contest regional, it really, like for me anyways, like you literally could not wipe the smile off my face when we left that venue because there was like a bit of a gap. So there was the regional and then there was the pro qualifier. So as we left for the regional, it just solidified everything I needed to know. Like after leaving that first show,
Like,
I was never upset. Like for me, I guess like I was more so like even though I was coming second in those pro qualifiers, like muscle contests, the pro qualifier, and then M Pro, it was still solidifying like, you know, I'm so close. Like last season, I wasn't even getting into the overalls. Do you know what I mean? So to get into the overalls, and it, like Dan said it best, he was like, you make it out of your class and you're put into the center straight away. So like, I guess the more we did that, the more, how would I say, like, it just confirmed it for me that I was like so close. I don't even think I was disappointed, you know. Like, I was a little bit like, okay, what's next? Like my mind goes straight to that. And like even Meg, she actually did a bit of a recap even after muscle contest. And she was like, Amy's just like, what's next? And that is how I am. I think Dan gets more upset when I don't win than me. Like, I don't know. I think there's like kind of like, there's lessons in everything, and like every experience kind of has brought me to here. And it, honestly, like if I won it before, if I had won it at muscle contest or at M Pro, I wouldn't have had the stage time. I wouldn't have the experience now. Like if I won it at M Pro, I would have done the pro show the next day. Like there's a build up into this pro show. So it gives me, again, more time to like work on my routine, just more experience. Like there's so much, I think, I just think it came like full circle for me.
It never once crossed your mind to not do the next show?
No. Oh, like giving up?
Burnt out on like, you know, the
Yeah.
off season. Like you were determined to just do show whatever shows it took to get there.
Yes. Like I think as well with the, I guess that's a really good question, like in regards to burnout as well, because we were getting so excited because I was so close. Originally, I had a timeline mapped out, like between me and Meg. And the 3 shows that I did were actually in the timeline all along. So like we had mapped out this timeline back in like January, let's say. And as we finished muscle contest, we were like so excited, and we were like thinking, you know, we should do amateur O the following weekend. But I learned that my body after a show, because I can't sleep because of the adrenaline, and like I'm thinking, essentially I'm just thinking about the show itself, the show day, everything in the lead up to that. I'm a little bit tired. Like my body's just like, we need to rest, we need to catch up on sleep, and like let the body recover and get back into training. That's another thing as to why I didn't want to just do back-to-back peaks. I have this huge fear of like losing muscle. So I'd rather go back to training fully, take the time that I need, and then prep myself fully for the next show.
So what is your favorite moment from this season so far?
See, I have a few favorite moments because I like, with every show that I did, there was something that I took away from it. So like with For example, obviously winning my pro card, like that was huge. And like I think I was actually in shock when I won it. So that, like, yeah, that was obviously a great show. And then with M-Pro, like one of my favorite things about the M-Pro show was the stage. Like how, like the production, like the big screen in the background, that type of thing. And then with Muscle Contest, I think because that was the first show of the season, there's always going to be a little bit of like nerves and that type of thing. But I actually was really calm walking into that show. And then, of course, when I won the regional, like I mentioned, I could not wipe the smile off my face. Like it was just, it was everything I wanted it to be, if that makes sense. And everything I, like, it just came into fruition. Do you know what I mean?
So we're all less nervous and you go into each class a little bit more nervous.
Yeah, I think so. I think when you're going, because it's your first time on stage. So I think there are a little bit of like, I don't even know if it's nerves, but it's like you're trying to lock in. So like even like backstage and stuff like that, don't get me wrong, I'm friendly, but I'm also like keeping my distance. And like when I get to the venue on show day, like I usually have my earphones in and I kind of just like find a spot and just chill out, just to kind of again lock in. But then before, like as we're pumping up before we go on stage, sorry, I am pretty much like reserved. I'm like just thinking about like everything that I need to do. Yeah, just essentially trying to lock in. I think, I don't know, I think, I guess my 2025 season was a little bit tougher for me. And what I mean by tougher is I think I peaked at Muscle Contest, the regional, and then it was literally just like a downward spiral. Like it was what it was. Do you know what I mean? And going into my last show that season, it's okay?
Yeah.
Going into my last show that season, I don't know if you know this, but it was in Poland. And I didn't know this. Again, this comes down to experience, but with a lot of European shows, they don't do base coats, like base coat tans. And the tan was falling off of me. Like I've never had a worse tan experience, and it was probably like my own fault because I didn't have a base coat on and I was really pale, so the tan was literally just sliding off me. And so I just remember being backstage and like I did not feel good. And I don't know if anybody else has ever felt that way when they're backstage and they just know they're not at their best. Tan was falling off. I did not look my best. I lacked a lot of confidence, but I still got up on that stage and I still presented myself as best as I could. And I remember actually saying to myself backstage, I was like, this is the last time I am going to look like this. And then I went into off season. So I just changed. Like and I actually said to myself, if I get on stage now, even though I feel like shit with the tan like as it was, I will be unstoppable. Like I'm never going to have a situation like this again. So am I going to miss competing as an amateur? I don't think so. Like I think I really enjoyed my time as an amateur, and like I said, every kind of like second place that I got allowed me to step on stage again, and I did some of the biggest shows there. And we gathered so much data as well, because with every look, or every show I should say, we brought a different look. So like Muscle Contest, I was my tightest. M-Pro, I was my fullest. And then for the Train by JP Pro Qualifier, I was a mix of both. So again, there's just so much experience with doing all those shows. And then not only those 3 shows, but my season previously, like there was just so much data and stuff like that, and stage time, everything that we collected, that I'm like, I feel like I'm ready to move on to the pro shows. Like even yesterday I was doing my routine and had a posing lesson with Phoebe. And it's a long time that we're up there, which is really exciting. So like, and Phoebe knows what I'm like as well in regards to like posing and kind of like adding my own flair to it. Like I'll literally rinse this routine and kind of change a few things subtly to try and bring out my best. So if anything, I'm so ready for this challenge. I can't wait for Austria. Just to bring my best. I have no expectations going into this show, but I'm looking forward to it. I think when it comes to the Pro League, I think the most exciting part is not winning necessarily, because that's not what I love about bodybuilding. I don't like, not that I don't like winning, of course, everyone likes to win, but I think the thing that I love about it is like continuously like getting better. So like with the amateur shows, like I feel like, not that I was like, I feel like I'm just ready for this new challenge where it's like the off season is going to be so different. My routine is so different. I am going up against the best girls out there. And these girls are going to be like dense. They're going to have experience. They're going to have, and I'm just ready for that challenge. Like I'm not expecting to go in here and like win, like, or even come like first call outs. Like that's very normal, I think, but it's exciting. It's like I can't wait to be backstage and just to even see these girls and see what they look like and see like what they're doing. Because like even on Instagram and stuff like that, like I've had to kind of like change. I used to, not that I'm not, but like I used to always look at my competition in the amateurs because like it's Instagram, everybody's posting up everything, so you can kind of get a good idea as to who's turning up to these shows. And now it's like I can no longer, not that I can no longer look at the amateurs, but it's more so I'm focusing on those pros who are going to turn up to the shows and like, yeah, and seeing what they're doing. Because it's like, not that I'm going to copy it, but it's like, that's my competition now. So it's like a different league of its own. I think I'm more of a logical thinker as well. I'm not emotional. So it's like in those situations where I guess somebody could say like you came second and you lost. It's like my brain is like almost like logically thinking straight away, okay, what happened? How can we be better? When's the next show? Like I'm literally like just going there in my head. Well, I think somebody who's like, I guess, more emotional or emotionally invested, not that I'm not emotionally invested, of course, but like maybe their logical side is out the window and they're more emotional. I feel like it just hits them so much harder. And then it's like, how do you pick yourself up from that when you are feeling all those things? Do you know what I mean? Because I don't know if, I'm not saying that I'm not emotional because I do have emotions, but I feel like I'm just more, I don't know, maybe it's again from my background of competing in gymnastics where I've literally grown up in that sport, and it's like, you know, I coach gymnastics now to kids and like they don't always win. Do you know what I mean? And like it's like those are lessons you're taught at 5, 6, 7, 8, etc. So it's like, I don't know, maybe it just helps you carry that, like that sport in general allows you to carry that through into your like adult life and like helps you manage those things or those situations a little bit better maybe. See, I think a really important thing as well is when you're prepping to listen to your body. So it's like I could have jumped in show after show, but I probably would have been burnt out, really tired, not feeling great, etc., and not being able to bring my best. And like at the end of the day, I'm not looking just to kind of, I guess, rush myself on stage. You kind of have to listen to your body, and then also communicate that with your coach too. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you so much as well for some of the questions that you guys left on the Q&A that I put up on Instagram. If you guys have any other questions, you can always just send me a DM, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one.